The vote in the 3rd District is historic this year because it marks the first time 2 openly gay candidates are squaring off in a general election for Congress. As New York One Washington reporter Kevin Fry tells us, their political views couldn't be more different.
I'm Robert Zimmerman.
Working as a congressional intern when he was growing up, Democrat Robert Zimmerman says he could not fathom a day like this.
I never really quite imagined we would have a member of the LGBTQ plus community representing our congressional district in Washington. Never dreamed it might be me.
Regardless of who wins on Tuesday, come next year, an openly gay man will represent New York's 3rd District on Capitol Hill. That's because, for what's believed to be the first time in U.S. history, 2 openly gay candidates are competing in a general election for Congress. Zimmerman's opponent, Republican George Santos, is an investor who made an unsuccessful bid for Congress 2 years ago.
I know what it is to come out gay. It wasn't easy. I also know what it is to come out as a conservative in New York City. That was even harder. I could have come out gay a dozen times over that.
New York's 3rd District stretches along the north shore of Long Island, from Queens to Oyster Bay in Nassau County. It's an open seat. The current Congressman, Democrat Tom Suozzi, launched a failed bid for governor instead. The newly drawn district voted for Joe Biden by roughly 8 percentage points 2 years ago. But prominent election prognosticators rank it a toss-up.
I appreciate your support really much.
On the campaign trail, Santos lists getting funding to improve the area's electric grid among his top priorities. Santos says Zimmerman will be little more than a rubber stamp for the Biden administration. We met up with him during a visit to a locally owned gym in Mineola.
That's almost my weight. Hold on.
Part of an effort to criticize Democrats over high prices.
Anything outside of crime, inflation, and the cost of energy this cycle is a distraction from what's really hurting Americans.
The gym's owner notes his business was hit hard by the pandemic. He says he thinks Santos will stand up for the little guy.
We really had to start our whole business over. We had to change the direction where the business is going because it's a new world.
It's an important election. It really is.
Zimmerman, a communications specialist and member of the DNC, says addressing affordability is very important. He argues more must be done to rein in prescription drug prices and says the full federal deduction for state and local taxes must be restored. Zimmerman labels his opponent extreme, noting that Santos supported Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay legislation, and that Santos has said he was at the White House rally on January 6th of last year. Santos telling an interviewer that Trump was at his, quote, full awesomeness that day.
Everything I believe in is on the line. Our democracy, our reproductive rights for women, the rights for our rights and freedom of the LGBTQ plus community, standing up for gun safety laws, which is the moral test of our time.
Zimmerman also criticizes Santos over abortion rights. We asked the Republican about a proposed federal law banning abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. Would you vote for it?
Yeah, like I was thinking,
Why? Because I think the Supreme Court did the right thing giving the issue back to the states, where the people have more power.
Abortion, just one of many issues the winner of this history-making race could be voting on next year, after residents here make their pick next week. In Mineola, Kevin Fry, New York One.